Welcome to Feral Nightmares, where true crime and true supernatural collide.
Howdy, y'all.
Hi, and
Hi.
welcome back to Feral Nightmares.
With your host, Binks
And Tay.
Yeah.
So we are having to change it up a little bit. We were going to do 2 story episodes, but we're both a little long-winded. So
Both.
Yes, we went on tangents. Don't worry, it's okay.
It is okay.
Because
that
now
just means more episodes for you.
More episodes for you guys. So we have decided that based on, kind of the length and the amount of information available on our stories.
We are splitting up what was supposed to be the second episode into 2 episodes.
Yes. So, from now on, if we've got a big topic, we're going to be doing
just like a single story.
person story.
Yeah.
If there's, kind of shorter ones, then we'll do 2 stories per episode. So,
yeah.
hopefully once we get the hang of this, we can get back down to the 2, each of us doing a story per episode.
Yeah. But as we said, apparently we both are. Apparently both.
We're long-winded and we go on side quest tangents.
Like what we're doing right now.
Exactly. So, Zach, do you have a story to tell me?
Yes, I do. I'm about to tell y'all a little story about how 9 people went up into Russian mountains and none of them came back. I mean, one did, but we'll get to them later on. Yeah.
Is there an Ivan? Is there an Igor?
There's definitely an Igor.
How many Yuris?
I'm gonna.
Because you know that Yuri is like the
many...
Russian Josh.
Okay, then what's
Igor was the Russian Michael.
Ivan?
Chris.
Okay, so I think there's only like a total of 2. But I think a couple of them also had the nickname of Yuri as well.
We're going to have to throw in some Sashas and Mishas or something.
No, I'm just calling them by their first name.
And last letter?
How
elementary school of you.
Except for one of them, but you'll see why when we get into it. Okay.
All right, tell me how, one guy escaped almost certain death.
No, it's fun. Okay, it's not funny.
It's not funny. Ha ha.
It's not funny. Ha. More like funny, weird. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this story properly begins at the Ural Polytechnical Institute, and that's located in Russia, where a group of former and current students started an expedition trek to go up the Ural Mountains in Russia. And okay, all these names are Russian, so I am dog shit at English.
And just know that because we did have to re-record our second episode on Krista Pike, we also originally had this as the second story for that episode.
Yeah.
He is dog shit at it drunk as well.
So
we had fun.
We're
saving you. Trust me.
At least this time I went through and had the phonetics, did it phonetically to help me out a little bit. So, Sverdlovsk. Yeah, Oblast. In the Soviet Union, obviously modern day Russia. Now, to clarify a few things, each of these people who are going up on this trek, they are considered what you call grade 2 hikers. And basically, the grading of hikers, that's kind of like the mountaineering equivalent of getting an elite badge or professional certification. Kind of like getting your PhD in hiking.
Yeah, you get your undergrad, your master's, your PhD.
Yeah.
Maybe an MD, a postdoc.
Yeah. So just know, going into this, all these people are basically professional hikers. They know what they're doing. They know how to survive out in the wilderness. At no point is anything that's about to happen just a case of
error.
Of
human error.
These people knew what they're doing, and still this unfortunate event still took place. But in saying that, the goal of this entire trek was to reach the top of the mountain of Otorten. Like, it's Otorten. Otorten.
Or yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, you can't get on to me about some of these names.
Do you remember me trying to say trajectory?
Trajectory?
Yeah. A couple days ago. I get it. It happens.
Yeah. And the name that this expedition went by is the 21st of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union. And it was dispatched by what is basically the youth division of the Communist Party, the Komsomol organization. If anyone here is from Russia, well, one, I'm
sorry.
I'm sorry, and welcome to Two Americans Butcher Your Language.
We apologize.
We apologize.
And if I knew any Russian greetings, I would use them. I just know how to cuss in Spanish. So
Same.
a little Italian, a little French. I know the cuss words.
Same. Anyway.
And sign language. So
yeah, we are very well versed in
how to curse in multiple languages.
Anyways, to talk about this, we also need to talk about the man who basically the pass is named after, Igor Dyatlov. He was a 23-year-old engineering student, and he was described as a highly competent and having extensive hiking expertise. So, like, as I said earlier, none of these people are amateurs. The person, like, Igor is probably, like, the most experienced out of all of them. So, like, I can't emphasize how much that...
Like, this was not me and you.
This was not me and Tay going up and dicking around in the mountains. No, like, they went up there with a goal.
They were outdoorsy.
They were outdoorsy. They went up there with a goal. No smokes, no cigarettes. Of course, like, they're going to have the entertainment.
They're going to have vodka.
Actually, no alcohol.
No
at all.
vodka? Oh, my.
No vodka.
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
that's how you know it's serious in Russia, is when they have no vodka.
Like, how?
And if that's a stereotype,
we're sorry. But I do love Bert Kreischer, and I have heard his machine story.
Yeah.
A lot.
But yeah. But also, the first time around when we did this, I only really went into depth about two of them because those were like the two most.
And he was drunk.
And I was drunk. So this time...
margaritas, not vodka.
We love a good margarita.
We do.
Anyways, I'm gonna go down the list of who also went. This was a total of 10 people, like 8 men and 2 women. And note how earlier I said 9 went up there. As I said, we'll get into that. We'll introduce you to one of the Yuris. The first person to mention is Zinaida Kolmogorova. She was a 22-year-old radio engineering student, and probably besides Igor, is probably like one of the most experienced hikers that they have going on the expedition. And she was being described as being an outgoing, cheerful personality who had a great love of adventuring.
We love a
that.
bubbly, outdoorsy girl.
Yeah.
It is not me, but I love that for her.
And going from a bubbly outdoorsy girl to someone who is probably the most badass person in the expedition. This is Ludmila Dubanina. She was a 20-year-old economics student, and as I said, she was like the toughest member of the group. Like, her friends had stories of her, how she was accidentally shot by a hunter on a trip, and instead of waiting to be rescued, she took her tough ass and did it herself. She did not wait for anyone. She trekked a long ways out and did it herself. She's like, 'tis but a scratch.
Yeah. Fun fact, do you know that you can use a tampon in a jam if you're ever shot?
Yeah.
You can stick it in your bullet hole.
I mean, I don't have a reason to have tampons on me.
You know what? As a friend of the ladies, you should always carry a few in your car.
For anyone listening on audio,
he is
super gay.
Super gay. He's also single, boys.
Hi, how? Hi, how?
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, how you doing?
He's also incredibly awkward.
Oh, yeah.
But it's endearing. And even though he
people.
tries to be sincere, it will never sound like it.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Anyway, side quest, back
I
to...
sound like an asshole 24/7,
He
unfortunately.
does.
The next person. Okay, I'm also going to... I should have preferenced this, but like as you go down the list, like the amount that we know about these people, like
Dwindles.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And
I mean, but that happens.
at least they have names this time.
At least they have names this time, and at least like
At least the women have names this time.
unlike the first story, but that's a different matter. But yeah, for Yuri Doroshenko, he was a radio engineering student, and he was mostly known for his bravery, and he was claimed to confront a bear during a hiking trip, and he helped scare it away. And like whether or not it was embellished or not, I mean, especially in like Russia, like I don't know what those Russian bears are made out of, but they aren't made out of American bear stuff. So
I feel like a bear's a bear.
a bear's a bear, but I feel like just like for
Like-
some reason, like I think there's like vodka in that water that just makes the bears something else.
I don't know.
I don't know, but like it.
Either way, a Russian versus a bear.
I'm gonna help the bear.
I'm gonna call it a fair fight.
I'm gonna help the bear. The bear's gonna need it.
Maybe we'll
Maybe.
see.
And for I'm just also gonna say this on record that like in my notes for some reason, like Korvashenko and Doroshenko, they might not have the same first names, but their last names are very similar, and that tripped me up on the notes. So give me some.
He needs a little grace.
I need a little grace. Now on to Georgy Korvashenko, whose nickname is Yuri, which I had to put down the first time in my notes. So,
All right, so we're on our first Yuri.
no, the first Yuri is Yuri Doroshenko, which was the brave one who fought the bear.
Okay,
He fought the bear, and Yuri
Korvashenko.
Krivonishenko. Yeah, I know Russian names.
All right, Yuri K
Korvonoshenko,
and Yuri D.
Yuri K, and Yuri D. Yuri K. He was an engineering. He was a 21-year-old engineering student, graduate. He was a graduate, not an actual student. My bad. Who worked at a nuclear facility and participated in the cleanup efforts of the Kirchtem nuclear disaster, and that took place at the Mayak plutonium production plant, and it was an explosion due to buried nuclear waste. And that incident affected 22 villages and displaced around 10,000 people. So,
Yeah, because you gotta be careful burying your nuclear waste.
yeah. And this could explain some stuff that happens later on, but you know,
I mean, how close was that cleanup to the event?
I think it was 2 years prior, but like he does have habit, like he also works at a engineering. Yeah, he worked at that facility and participated like with the cleanup. So like I think he still worked some.
So he may be a little radioactive.
He may be a little radioactive. And then the next person
He glows in the dark. Anyway,
popped that fucker like a glow stick.
seriously, if he cracks a knuckle, man, he's gonna glow.
Yeah.
Glow,
Now-
little glow.
Okay, now the next person, Alexander Kolovatov, a 24-year-old nuclear physicist student. Ooh, we love
Fancy.
that. Fancy. And
We love a scientist.
he worked on like in a secret research institute, and he seemed to be the most selfless person in the group. As I said, a lot of these
Like,
people,
these are good people.
These are good people, and like I'm sad that I couldn't find any more on them.
Like, so far it's sounding like a badass team.
like a full badass fucking team. And then there's Nikolai Briganoli, who was a 23-year-old civil engineer student who is described as popular and very adventurous, and also he's sounds like he's obviously from French descendancy. So like he also
Maybe
had
Italian.
yeah. So he had to deal with like his family had to deal with like Stalin stuff during like that time, and like
Yeah, he's been through some shit.
he's been through him and his family probably like been through some shit. And then here's Yuri Yudin, a 20-year-old engineering student. We'll talk more about him later.
Yuri
but
you.
Yuri you. No, Yuri Y.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh my. Why?
Why?
Okay. Hang on. I gotta.
Okay, you want me to go back through the names?
Yuri D.
Yuri D. And then there's Georgy Yuri K. I'm just gonna call him Yuri K.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just writing down how many Yuris we've got right now.
Yuri Yudin, Yuri
We
K,
got DK and Y.
and then Yuri D.
Oh yeah, DK and Y.
DK and oh yeah, DK and Y. Okay.
And not
and-
N.
Okay. And last but not least is Semyon Zolotarov, who is a 38-year-old veteran from World War II. I don't know if I said this or not, but like all these people were close friends who went to university together, except for Semyon.
He's their adultier adult.
He's the adultier adult, but like he was never originally supposed to be about being the Dyatlov party. He was originally supposed to be on an expedition led by Yuri Suglin, but that trip was supposed to take 25 days, while Dyatlov's group was only supposed to take about like 16 or so. So like, like about a 10-day difference. And like both of these treks had like the same difficulty rating, and he would have gotten like the same grade 3 certification. So why wouldn't you
cut some corners?
Cut some corners and take the one that's just a shorter trip.
Right.
And it is said that the reason why he did that is because he wanted to spend time with his mom before the hiking season started back up, like with the good weather instead of in January in Russia. In the mountains.
Oh, we both had mountain stories.
Yeah, we both got mountain
January.
Yay!
I feel like Russia's worse than Knoxville,
but yeah,
weather-wise.
And of course, older 38-year-old going to a group of a bunch of like early 20-something-year-old.
Yeah,
they didn't really like that all that much.
Right. He definitely.
Yeah, and like that caused some unease in the group. So in Ludomina's diaries, she stated that no one wanted him along. Like, which I think is
like I feel
for both of them. Like
I understand both sides of this.
Yeah,
but it definitely feels like he overheard the conversation and thought he was invited. We've all been in that situation.
But
but yeah,
but like eventually,
give him a chance.
They did eventually accepted him, because refusing him would have been difficult. Like
it would have been rude.
It would have been rude, and like he did win them over, like telling stories, playing music, like
right. Like he had to show that he wasn't a regular 38-year-old. He's a cool 38-year-old. I get it. I mean,
yeah,
legitimately, you're 25 and I'm 41.
Yeah.
So some winning over had to be done.
I literally told you the first time
sacrifice my children to the wolves. I know.
Yeah.
I said a little. I didn't say it took a lot.
Okay. Now, let's start off the expedition, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay. So, the group left from Sverdlovsk, which is now Yekaterinburg.
Why are they changing names?
I don't know. Constantinople, Istanbul, like...
Istanbul, Constantinople. Anyway.
Okay. Okay, and they
stop doing that.
We really do. The journey started in January, 2 days, on the 23rd of January, 1959.
Yeah, it's a good year.
Yeah, and from the 25th to the 26th is when they went to the town of Ivdel, which is like the northern province, Zolvolsk Oblast. And on the 26th is when they hit Vizay, which is the last populated settlement.
Yeah.
For the trip. Like, this is the last bit of civilization.
That is, what is it? That place in Missouri on Oregon Trail where you buy all your supplies and then there's nothing afterwards.
Yeah, that's basically
what I wish I could remember the name of that town.
You know what? If you can think of it, let me know. But yeah, so this is the last place. Like, get supplies, get everything sorted, because there is nothing else out there from here on out.
Yeah.
So, on the day of January 27th, 1959, is when they started their trek to Gore Otorten. I kind of fucked that one up. Sorry, Russia. My bad. But
It's not your fault. You were raised in Tennessee by Minnesotans.
yeah. But you know what? It wasn't that long until something had to fuck up.
As it always does.
As it always does. Like, I think this is like the first or second day into the trip. I mean, bad luck for them, good luck for one of them, is when Yuri Yudin... Okay, the thing about Yuri Yudin is he had, like, several, like, health problems, like, including rheumatism and congenital heart defects. So, this man, like, his joints were, like your joint pain.
Yes, but probably worse.
But definitely worse than you. So, like,
I just have regular arthritis.
So he was unable to continue. Like, for him to have all this and be certified grade 2,
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
And
like,
I do feel bad for him.
I feel bad
because
for him.
you know he prepped for this.
He prepped for this. He wanted to do this like with his friends, like
right.
And like he had to turn back like in the second day of doing this, and like I feel so bad for him.
But at the same time,
it saved him.
It saves him.
Yes. And, you know, of course, the rest of the team continued on. But before parting ways, Dyatlov told him that they'll be sending a telegram back to the sports club in Versailles when they returned. And, like, you know, this expedition was supposed to, like, get done on the February 12th. But Dyatlov said that, hey, the weather's unpredictable in this area.
Right, it could be a couple of days.
So it could take longer. And so, you know, telling this to Yuri Yudin, he went back and, like, you know, okay, I got two conflicting things, saying that he stayed there to get the message, or that he left to go back home. So I got two conflicting reports on that.
Yeah, It happens,
unfortunately. So by the time that the 12th rolls around and no telegram came, you know, this was to be expected.
Right, no major concern.
But what wasn't expected is that by the 20th, they still haven't heard anything.
Right.
And if he was still there in Versailles, I think Yudin was the one who's like, hey, you gotta send people out. Or it was the parents of everyone saying that, hey, our kids haven't sent word. You need to send people out. Well, the first group of searchers were actually volunteers from the institute, consisting of teachers and students. And it got to the point where,
the homies.
And it got to the point where the full, Russian military police had to get involved and, send out choppers and planes to try and find these people.
Right. It's the 1959 version of send out the drones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had cell phones, just a quick text.
Yeah. But before we get into anything, let's talk about, what some of the diaries and cameras found, when they were found.
And for all you youngins, these cameras are not on phones. They are not digital. Film has to be developed.
I didn't know that. I'm joking, of course.
Look, I have literally listened to a podcast where they could not comprehend that you used to get a book delivered to your house that had everyone's names, addresses, and home phone numbers in it.
They didn't know about a fucking phone book?
Yes. They had to Google it.
I'm done with my own generation at this point.
I stopped listening to that podcast shortly after because I was no.
Yeah.
So, you know, and
anyway.
They were confused as hell by a landline as well. Yeah.
Okay, my judgmental face is coming out in full force on that, so yeah.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah. I was like, y'all are special.
Yeah. So, you know, let's talk about the diaries and cameras that were found that documented their journey.
Yes.
Before we get into the entire search process. Let's get into the diaries and the cameras that were found before we get into the actual, finding.
The Princess Diaries?
Shut up. Yeah, so the first entry of note happened in January 31st of, same year.
So,
I don't know why.
4 days.
So, 4 days. I don't know why I keep on putting the year in there as well.
Yeah.
It's the same year. The group
It'd be really weird if it was a different year.
Time travel. Anyways.
I mean, it is January. They could have been Dear Diary, today is January 31st, 1950. 59.
I still do that like 8 months into the fucking new year.
We're only 7 in, so
Yeah,
you get another month.
But yeah, on the 31st of January, they hit the edge of the highland area, and then that's when they began their climb. They ended up in a wooded valley, and this is kind of where they caught like surplus food. Like, as I said, these are hikers, these are experienced outdoors people, so like they know how to.
They know how to live off the land. They
Yeah.
can find some winter berries, maybe a couple of rabbits.
Yeah, and the next days, like I'm gonna also note this is winter in Russia. So we're talking about like negative-degree weather on like almost a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
The weather that makes me call out of work because no.
because no, there was a day that my car was parked outside and it was frozen. I couldn't get open, and I decided, yeah, God's plan.
Yeah. There was, when I first started at our job, the car that I had, I went out, was able to open the doors, but was not able to shut them because the locks were frozen open. Yeah. Had to call out of work for that one. The second time I just called my mom. My mom had to take me to work.
Okay.
And then take my daughter to daycare.
Okay, let's move this along for Mike's sake. So the next day, after being in the wooded valley, they started moving through the pass, like the pass official. And it seemed like they planned to cross the pass and make camp like in the next night on the other side. But as Dyatlov predicted, the weather is wonky, and so the weather conditions.
I hate wonky weather.
So yeah, like snowstorms, like
Snowstorms, you're also, it gets dark earlier.
so like there's no way to actually fully move forward. And they lost their bearings, and they veered west towards the top of Kolat Siakai, which is also known by the local Mansi tribe as Dead Mountain. Not because of anything like weird supernatural happened there. It's just because
Like you can't grow anything.
you just can't grow anything. Like there's nothing really to sustain like life there. So that's why it's called Dead Mountain.
Ironic, don't you think?
Don't you think? But yeah, so they went up there, and when they realized their mistake, they just decided to set up camp on the mountain slope rather than like go like another mile downhill to the forested area. I mean, it offered better shelter, but at the same time, like being out in those conditions, like I understand why they decided, you know what, let's just make camp.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, even now with today's technology, you can still get lost.
yeah.
I don't know how many times we've ended up on Bob's Road following the GPS. So,
Anyways,
Michael gets it. It's fine.
But like as I said, like these are experienced hikers, so they can deal with stuff like this.
Yes.
This isn't that big of a problem for them.
This is not my indoorsy ass outside.
But this is where Yudin speculated that Dyatlov probably didn't want to lose the altitude that they gained, or he just decided he wanted to try practicing on camping on a mountain slope. Like as I said, experienced hikers, they would also want to do stuff like
Hey, quick.
just hey, let's do this real quick.
We're going to sleep on a 30-degree angle.
Let's get some experience going. Or like they'll be like, fuck yeah. Sounds like a party to them. Like
Right. Like it's literally like when we have a plan and then side quest.
yeah.
Eventually the plan does happen, but there's different things, and it usually ends up being okay.
Yeah. But I am gonna say this one thing, like, before we get into anything else, and this like goes into like theories about what could have happened. Like one of the last like all the photographs of them having a good time, like
chilling,
the location chilling, like
great Kiki.
That's so kiki.
Right.
But one of the last photos that they had that was like developed, like was a picture, like you couldn't identify what was in this picture. Like they didn't know if, like people still don't know if what they saw in the picture was a shadow or like some other type of creature or just another person in a snowsuit.
Was it a Yeti?
It probably might have been a Yeti.
Was his name Ivan?
I would have gone with Sasha. Why are we whispering that?
I don't know.
But anyways, yeah, that was just like one of the last things on that photo, which I thought was pretty interesting.
It's Ivan the Yeti.
Sasha. I'm gonna argue Sasha.
Last week he got to be Ivan.
He's Sasha this week.
Okay, fine.
So, flash forward to February 26th. So at this point,
They're 10 days late.
they're 10 days late.
Time for a pregnancy test.
They're not gonna like what they find out.
Anyway.
Anyways, like, this is when they found, like, the original campsite.
Okay.
And the tent that they found, end quote, was half torn down and covered in snow. It was empty, and all of the group's belongings and shoes were left behind. So, experienced hikers...
Why would you leave your shit behind?
Why would you leave your shit behind? Exactly. And your shoes. Like,
right. And it's Russia in January.
With, like,
You're going to be in layers.
like maybe like negative 40 degrees.
Like, I understand maybe taking your shoes off because your socks might have got sweaty.
But, like...
If you're going back out in that, you're putting your shoes on.
Like, regardless.
I don't care how good them socks are.
Yeah. And... I mean, it appears that the cut was cut open from the inside. The call was coming from inside the tent.
Right.
Yeah. And another strange thing was they found 9 sets of footprints, mostly in socks, like maybe like a single shoe among them, and like barefoot. But the strange thing is, like, the prints that were found, they were found in like an orderly like line, and it didn't show any like anything that can indicate that they were running out there. It seemed like they just walked out of the tent, like cut it open, then walked out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a theory.
What's your theory?
Well, obviously, Yeti.
Sasha?
Right. So, because I mean, I have heard about this incident. No, wait, go ahead, continue. I'm going to continue to formulate my theory.
Okay.
While providing witty banter.
You know, I love your witty banter.
I know you do. That's why we're friends.
Okay. But in finding these, they followed this like maybe like a mile to the northeast, like towards the forest edge. And that's when they came across a large Siberian pine. I like how like they noted like the specific kind of tree it was.
Well, it
provides context.
It provides context, and like Russia and Siberia are all close together.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Russian pine, it was a Siberian pine.
Yeah. And the searchers found snap branches on the ground, which like it's indicated that someone tried to climb this tree and then fell off. The remains of a small fire and 2 bodies.
Now see, this little snap branches could have just been, hey, it's cold, we need a little fire.
Or like my thing, because of like what is found like with the bodies, is that I'm pretty sure, like me at least, that at least one of them like climbed up to try to get a better view. Maybe try like to triangulate where they are, and then kind of fell, because the first body, Yuri D, was the first of the bodies lying face down in the snow in only his underwear. He had...
Which I feel like he wasn't just tidy whities. I feel like it was like a full, like Long John underwear situation with a little flap for his butt.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had injuries consisting of burns on the right side of his head and foot, with gray fluid coming out of his mouth, which is signs that said that a strong force hit his chest cavity and possibly... this is why I say he possibly climbed up the tree and fell, and like just... bam. Causing that chest...
He belly flopped.
He belly flopped hard.
All belly flops are hard.
But this one crushed his chest. Yeah. And he also had... Sorry, brain just went blur. He also found with scrapes and bruises, and his ears, nose, and mouth were covered in blood.
Okay, so he had some brain trauma. Chest trauma.
Yeah. Or burns.
I mean, where it burns, was it burns resulting from the small fire, or could it have been like, I'm going to say rug burn, but you know what I mean, from trying to climb the tree.
I'm assuming it's burns from a fire because there was evidence of a small fire. But all the wounds, like the scrapes and bruises, and probably like where the blood's coming out, were probably self-inflicted. That's what the official report said. It was probably like most likely self-inflicted. But like his official cause of death was labeled as hypothermia.
Yeah.
Because
he's outside in Russian January in his underwear.
I'm also going to go ahead and state that a lot of these were officially ruled as hypothermia.
Well, when you have no other way to explain it.
Yeah. So, Georgi, this is Yuri K. He was found lying next to...
The Yuris went out together?
Yeah. Except he was found lying next to Yuri D. He was also found in his underwear, both also a single sock. Which I thought was... Look, I don't know why. He was probably like in the middle of taking stuff off when something happened that caused him with the one sock. At least that's what I think. Yeah, you can't, like... I don't really think of anything else. But...
Or he could only find that one sock.
Or he could only find that one sock.
The other one was shoved down in his boot.
Probably.
It might have been wet. Who knows?
He was found with heavy bruising, with burns on his foot, legs, and hands, and a chunk of his own knuckle was in his own mouth. And along with Yuri D, it seemed like both of their bodies were moved post-mortem. This is going to be like a common thing with the next three bodies. It's speculated that the remaining people who were alive were the ones that moved the bodies and then took the clothes. Because, you know, like, they're going to find their friends
They
dead.
weren't expecting.
They weren't expecting. Like, I mean, like, to be honest, if I was in that situation, I would try to lay the bodies out in, like, in a more respectful way. But at the same time, if I'm in that kind of cold, I'm going to try to get as many layers as I can.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. We've got two dead guys. Remnants of a fire.
Mm-hmm.
Orderly footprints leading away from the camp. The tent has been cut from the inside. People forgot their shoes. Okay.
And all the belongings.
I'm making sure I'm formulating my theory. I am going to solve this.
No, you're not.
I mean...
You're going to try.
I'm going to try my damnedest. And you know, somewhere in there is Sasha the Yeti.
Oh, thank you for going with Sasha. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I feel seen.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the burns probably had been due to like hypothermia setting in, and like they were just trying to get warm, and they probably just got too close and
didn't feel it.
Although
I feel like the side of your head burning
is a little extreme.
Right, like the head and the foot; those are very different parts of your body.
Yeah, but the next body to be found is Igor Dyatlov himself.
Oh, Igor.
Yeah, and like how the other two were, his body was moved after death, and he was discovered with bruises and abrasions on his ankles, cuts and bruises on his face, a missing incisor in his jaw, and these are injuries that are more consistent with that of a fist fight. But, like how I said, he was also declared dead by hypothermia. So, like, obviously, like, he had to fight something off. Like what the bruises suggest, he had to fight something. He fought Sasha the Yeti.
Yes.
And clearly did not.
I mean,
okay, like, if Sasha the Yeti was the cause of this, he went light on...
Right.
On Dyatlov.
Right.
I almost called him Yuri, like...
I mean, at this point. Okay, so all of our Yuris are gone right now. All right, cool.
All the Yuris are gone,
okay.
Yes.
Only one is living. Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
All
right, so we've lost Igor.
We lost Igor.
He lost a fight.
I
mean, he might have won the fight, and now just had to sit down for a minute and never got back up.
Yeah. So the next person to be found is Zanadia. And she was found better dressed than most. So I'm assuming, like, when they found the bodies, like, they didn't want to, like, disrespect her body.
Well, she's also the girl.
She's also a girl. So, like, I honestly, I can see why.
Being respectful of the lady.
Being respectful, lady. But her right sleeve was torn off, and she was found with abrasions on her hands and bruising on her face, and a long bruise like on her side that like seems like it was done with a big stick. Because someone described it like to a police baton, but given the area, I'm assuming it was a.
I mean, some hikers have those pole thingies.
Yeah, true.
I know there's a name for them.
Yeah.
Anyway.
She was declared hypothermia, but they did say that these were signs of a struggle, so.
So maybe her and Igor got into it.
Yeah, like, I don't know why, but. Okay, another thing before continuing on with that train of thought is that people believe that Dyatlov and Zanadia. Wow, I kind of butchered that one. Zanadia. Why did I go Zanadia? Anyway,
hey, I'm just happy you didn't say Zendaya.
She was probably there, like at the. Anyways,
she could have helped them out.
She could have helped them out.
Anyway,
she was the referee. But like, Igor and Zanadia, they were heading back to the camp when whatever happened. Do you want to go back over for your theory?
Okay. So, they were on their way back.
They were on their way back, and both had signs of, like...
Being in a fight.
Like, it didn't say, like, if they were found together or if they found, like, a little bit apart.
Okay, that would be useful information.
But given the fact that what I saw, like, it didn't say that they were found next to each other like the first two, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that they were, and given, like, the order, like, Zanadia was further back and Igor was closer to the two.
Closer to the Yuris.
Closer to the Yuris, yeah.
Okay.
That's all they could found for at least a week. Because after a week happened, they found Rustem, who was discovered lying face down in the snow. He was discovered with a large fracture on his skull with internal bleeding in his temples. We don't know what caused all these injuries.
Okay,
but
so he's got a TBI.
Yeah. But it was clear that he survived his injuries for about an hour and then succumbed to hypothermia.
Right.
And again, like with the previous guys, his body was moved after death. So like I'm assuming like what I personally think is like at least like these like the first 5. Like I'm assuming that all of them like made it to a spot to like try to hold up. But for some reason these 5 went out and then died, and the other 4 went to try and find them, found the bodies, and that's when they moved them and stuff. What do you think so far?
So far, I think the Yuris went first.
The Yuris went out first. They probably went back to try and get their stuff. Maybe.
Like, obviously something happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, because we don't know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So you had 9 people in one tent, correct?
9 people in one tent.
Okay. So a decent sized tent.
Yeah.
Partially collapsed, covered in snow. Yes?
Yes.
Cut from the inside.
Yes.
Okay.
All their
belongings still inside.
A orderly set of 9 footprints.
Okay.
No running.
So, potentially, and this is just a thought, something happened and the Yuris went out. Now, why they walked a fucking mile away, who knows? But they die.
Yes.
So then they're like, okay, we gotta go find them. No
Like,
man left behind.
They probably got separated from the group.
Ohana means family, whatever. And
that's when Igor,
Zanadia,
yeah.
And who was the other guy? Rigatoni?
Ustem. Slobodin.
Okay. They go out.
Yeah.
For whatever they were looking for. So they make it the mile. They find the guys. They're like, shit, it's cold. I left my shoes. I wasn't supposed to be trekking a mile in the freaking snow. Nah.
Let's try to, like, be respectful of the bodies.
Be respectful. We're going to move them. I am taking their shit. And I'm going to assume maybe lost their bearings again.
Yeah. I mean, given...
and wander further away. Then there's an altercation because at this point, and I'm going to say this, you have seen me when I am cold and when I am tired.
You've seen me when I'm cold and tired.
We are very aggressive.
And that's just on a good day.
And that's a good day.
Yeah.
With no extenuating circumstances.
Yeah.
You make fun of my parka in the winter, and I tell you to kiss my ass. So, I'm warm-ish, and I don't give a fuck. So, these three have now gone out.
You'll probably be taking, like, trying to take, like, the other clothes for yourself.
Right. I mean, you're not going to need them.
Yeah.
You know, I know what the fuck it is. The Yuris had to pee. They got distracted. Like, they wandered too far.
Yeah.
Right. They got a little turned around. It's snowy. There's trees. It's potentially nighttime. All trees look alike at night.
Yeah.
They get to one tree. They're like, fuck, what's going on? One of them tries to climb the tree because now they're lost.
Yeah.
They don't have their shit. Falls out of the tree. Dies.
Yeah.
A little too close to the fire. The other one dies. Fire goes out. So now you've got the search party, the other three, go and follow them. Well, same thing happens. They find them. They steal some clothes because it's cold.
Yeah. Also, I do want to point out that Ludmila, she's the badass who got shot and then...
Yeah, I know Ludmila.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure and point that one out again.
Yes, I remember.
The badass.
Zanadia was the bubbly outdoorsy girl.
Yeah. And Ludmila will fuck your shit up.
Right. So, those three go, they find the bodies, they're like, fuck. They get disoriented too.
Wait, no. That wasn't Ludmila. That was Zanadia.
I know it was Zanadia.
Sorry.
You're getting your own story.
I'm getting my own story.
Anyway,
fucked up.
Those three.
I jumped ahead a little bit.
See, this is what happens. This is exactly what happened. You had a self-assured woman with two men. Everybody thought they knew what was right. They get into an argument because they're going the wrong fucking direction, trying to get back to the tent.
Yeah. And then
the guys, you know, our girl Zanadia is like, come at me, bro. I know I'm right.
But, like, she's also the bubbly one.
Right.
So, like...
I mean, at this point, cold, hangry.
I'll be the same if I was super night.
Right. So, she's like, come at me, bro. And... not Igor, the other one.
Ustem
is like, bitch. He goes after her. Igor's like, you ain't doing that. Igor takes out the other one. It's a big fight.
Oh, something else I didn't forget, but I just chose not to put in. Mm-hmm. But now that you're saying all this, becomes applicable. It is said that, like, Zanadia and Igor were actually very close, and they could have...
Were they potentially a couple?
They were potentially a couple, or, like, they both had a thing for each other.
Okay, that's cute.
So, like, that makes perfect sense for Igor to, like, try
and protect her.
But it seemed like Igor got it, and then Rustem went after Zanadia. That explains it. So, that explains the...
Why.
But she didn't go down without a fucking fight.
Like, she put up a fight, too. So, it could very easily have been that, you know, Igor and Zanadia had to defend themselves against the other one, which would be the extent of his skull is cracked.
Yeah.
You know.
The internal
bleeding, all of that. But their own injuries plus the hypothermia, they're trying to make it back to the camp.
And then...
they succumb to hypothermia.
Yeah. And then, like I said, Rustem wasn't found near them. He was found a week later. So he made it farther back to where, like, the rest of everyone is camped at, I'm assuming. And then, like, that's when his injuries fully, like, succumbed to that and hypothermia.
Oh, I mean, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Now, the remaining four were found months later. I think it was May.
Yeah, spring thaw.
Yeah, spring thaw. Like, I think it was May when the bodies were found, and they were found by members of the Mansi tribe that I mentioned earlier. And they were found near what would be like they found someplace. I don't know exactly what to call it. It wasn't kind of like, it wasn't a cave, but it was kind of like somewhere
some type of natural shelter.
Some kind of natural shelter.
Ledge, something.
I don't know if I just forgot to put it in and just remembered it the last time we did this and forgot it. I think that was the case. But yeah, they found some sort of natural shelter, like as a latch ditch attempt to like try to survive the cold. But as you already know the story, they weren't successful. The first of the last four was Ludmila. Ludmila. You know, the one I accidentally confused with Zanadia.
Our little baddie.
A little badass. And hers, I says, like, the most, like, for me, like, the most gruesome. And, like, the state of the body. Her body was found draped over a natural ledge that was next to, like, some water, with tissue missing from around her lips and mouth, as well as soft tissue around her cheeks, exposing the bone. 10 broken ribs with a massive hemorrhaging in her heart, and with missing eyes and a missing tongue. And it is speculated that she was still alive when the tongue was found, like, when that happened. Like, I think it said, like, her tongue was found, like, in her body. Or, I don't know if that was one of the other ones. Like, but yeah. She was reportedly still alive when that happened. And it said that, like, unlike the other ones, her official death was hemorrhaging in the right atrium of her heart. Yeah, I think she was the one who was found with, like, her tongue still in her, like, stomach.
She bit off her own tongue.
She bit off her own tongue and accidentally ate it. Like, that's what it seems like.
All right.
Yeah. And the next is Simeon, the one who just wanted to take a shorter trip to spend time with his mother. He was found better prepared than everyone else. Like, obviously, like, pretty sure this is where the extra clothes came in, because he was found with multiple layers of clothing. And he suffered injuries in the chest that resulted in 5 broken ribs, a flailed chest, yikes, missing tissue around the right eyebrow that exposed the skull bone, a deep gash in the back of his head, and missing eyes. It was ruled as hypothermia, like, despite the injuries. Both him and Ludmila had more, like, their injuries were more consistent with that of car accidents than anything that a person can actually do.
I mean, is it possible that they, like, fell off a cliff?
Like, it says that Ludmila was found draped over a natural ledge, but it didn't say anything about it being a result of, like
a fall.
Of a fall.
Because, I mean, that would make sense.
Like, they were on, like, a slope and, like...
And, because, I mean, the broken ribs, you know, you're hitting rocks, trees, whatever, on the way down, you know, accidentally bite through your tongue during all of that, swallow it. I fully believe that the missing eyes are... Due to animals.
Yeah. And something else I want to point out...
And some of the soft tissue being missing.
Yeah. Also, I do want to also point out that no bruising was found around any of the areas. And because it was never stated that this was a result due to a fall. Like, the other ones, we can speculate because there was given... But this one, it has no evidence of a fall.
Unless it was, like, very instant death.
Yeah. Like, there's a reason why this entire thing hasn't been... Solved, yeah. Now, I'm
on the case.
You're on the case. So is Sasha.
Sasha yeeted her off the side of a mountain. Anyway.
Alexander was the next one to be found near the den. It was a den. Like I'm a fucking idiot, y'all. Like the others, he was found with more suitable clothing than most of his companions. But there was rips and tears in his pants and jackets, but it also had burn marks. Both eyebrows were missing, exposing bone, a broken nose. His neck was basically snapped, and a gash behind his right ear. And his autopsy, like, compared to the other ones, was left even more vague than the others.
I love a vague autopsy.
So, you know, they just went with hypothermia. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was more so the broken neck, but...
Dang.
Who am I to judge? I'm not a foreigner.
I mean, he could have survived the neck being broken.
Yeah,
depending on how severely it was broken.
Yeah.
Now, if his head was facing the opposite direction, then no.
He was found with a deformed neck, which was said to be snapped. So, I'm assuming it was a broken neck. But the last one, Nikolai Briganoli.
Brigatoni. Yes. I couldn't remember his name.
Like with the other ones, dressed better in the weather. And it was believed that he and Simeon were outside of the tent when everyone fled. Just like given like their apparel. So, and he was found with bruising on his lip and lower left side of his face, with internal bleeding in his right forearm, with his skull like shattered. And it was done by a powerful force, obviously, like with a fucking entire shattered skull. But like the other ones, there was no damage around like the tissue around the fracture. It was just
okay. And
he most likely fell unconscious when that happened, not like died outright. He died hours later. So, and this was all said to be done like no person could have done this kind of damage.
Right. So it is not the result of a human being. Sasha, maybe.
Sasha, maybe, yeah.
Okay.
And like as I said, like these were the last four were the most like the ones that found the bodies, moved them, also took off the clothes to better insulate them for the weather. But on the clothes, there was a trace amount of radiations found. And also there was radiation found within the entire pass at the time, with no explanation to explain how it got there. So, you want to tell me your theory so far before I get into, like, some of the other theories?
Okay. It was what? Alexander that was the radioactive one?
No, I think that was Georgi. One sec.
Was he one of the Yuris?
Yeah, he was Yuri K.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Yuri K.
Okay. Here's what happened. The Yuris have to pee.
Yeah.
They go out. They get lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, disoriented. Because this is a group of experienced outdoors people.
Grade 2 hiker certification. Yep.
They get their badges and shit. And they lost their bearings already. That's how they ended up on a slope.
But,
it happens.
This is something that they can come back from.
Right, something they can come back from. So the Yuris let's go to the bathroom. Maybe they had to do a number 2. Who knows? They wanted to be a little bit away from the camp.
A mile away.
Okay, they got lost and disoriented, okay? There were no reports of yellow or brown snow around the camp. If were there?
No, there was not.
Right. Maybe they needed some privacy. Who knows? They get a little too far away. They get disoriented.
Anyways.
Confirmed bachelors. Who knows? I wasn't going to go there. I was going to save that for you. So,
you know me so well.
I know. So, Igor, Zanadia, and Rooster go out looking for him. Yes, his name is Rooster now.
Like, is this before or after everyone already evacuated?
Oh, I'll get there. They go out looking for him. Okay. Find the bodies. Like, fuck. They move them.
Yeah.
They're not planning on, being out much longer other than, the mile hike back to be like, they did. Well, they end up also getting disoriented. End up, fucking street fight in the, mountains. Everybody gets injured. Everybody dies.
Mm-hmm.
So now you've got your last 4. They're still at the camp. They're still in the tent. Our girl is regaling them with her stories of being shot and being like, fuck you guys. They're like, badass bitch. Enjoying themselves. Simeon's probably singing some song. Whatever. And then here comes Sasha. Knocks down half their fucking tent. They're like, shit, we're trapped. Cut it open from the inside. They must escape. They start walking.
Why are they walking when a Yeti just knocked down?
I mean, it could have been an avalanche. I don't know. Some shit happened.
An Appalachia?
An avalanche.
You said Appalachian.
I said avalanche.
It sounded like Appalachian from
Go to the recording. Anyway.
Afterwards. Continue.
So, avalanche, some shit happens. I don't know. They have time to be a little bit more prepared. Because now, it's been God knows how long since the first two went to pee and the other three went to find them. But shit happens. They cut their way out of the tent. They take off. Well, they find, everybody else. They're like, well, fuck. By the time they get to the Yuris, it's cold. They need some clothes. They strip them down to their long johns. And it's at that point they start hearing something in the woods.
Crash, crash, crash.
Not even, because,
Ooh. What did they hear then?
It's not going to be like loud crash bang,
Like twig snaps?
The twig snap here. Whatever wildlife might be a little quieter. Shift in the air, and they're like, fuck.
Also not Noah. Rasputin.
Anyway, so they're like, all right, we gotta go, right? So they, end up a little separated from, they've lost their bearings again because these motherfuckers are going to keep getting lost. And that is when, all of a sudden,
words.
Sasha appears from the wilderness.
How did he appear?
He just comes walking up.
He comes walking up. Like, what's up, bro?
He's a little sassy.
Oh, he
might not be that sassy, but he's got a little full of himself.
No, he's this sassy, not kind of sassy. Yeah.
Yeah. Michael, when he remembers he's straight, So he's like, comes up, and they're like, fucking Yeti! And fall over a cliff. Or he yeets him over a cliff. But I feel like, our one dude was found in the den. Broken neck and shit. So maybe Sasha was like, my bad. Let me bring you. Oh, yeah, you're dead. Shit.
Sorry, boo.
I did, man. I just wanted to see if you wanted a snow cone. But,
Monsters, Inc.
The Abominable Snowman. Island of Misfit Toys. Anyway, yeah, I don't fucking know. I'm blaming Sasha.
Can I poke some holes in that thing?
I know, you've got plenty of holes to poke in my theories. And I don't care. I really don't. Because for some reason, out of this dynamic, you're supposed to be the cryptid, weird shit happened, unexplainable mysteries, it could have been fucking aliens, that's why there's radiation. I'm supposed to be the factual one.
Yeah, do your job.
What am I doing? I'm doing your job. I'm bringing the whimsy to your
I'm not bringing the
unsolved mystery.
I'm not bringing the whimsy to 9 dead hikers. I mean, I'm going to bring some whimsy, but...
Okay, well, you literally had to pause and ask if you could make a joke during a murder trial.
Okay, one, because I didn't know if we gone to that point yet. And I was able to recover faster this time than last time.
Yes.
In my defense.
Continue.
Now it's time to talk about UFOs.
It can't be Sasha the Yeti, but it can be a UFO. Of course it can. The radiation, it all makes sense. They weren't scared of Sasha. Sasha was trying to help them.
Sasha, he was team like...
He's like, I got you, Goo.
No, like, as they were like getting away from the aliens, Sasha was fighting them off. He was like, come at me, motherfucker.
No, that's what happened. They were abducted. And then dropped.
Well, some of them were dropped. I feel like some of them were abducted. Some of them weren't.
The last 4 were totally abducted.
Yeah.
Right? Like
they were abducted after the first 5 were picked off.
Right. I think the first 5, I still stick to my theory that,
They had to go take a shit.
they got lost trying to go potty. The other 4 cut their way out of the tent because they got spooked by Sasha. Then Sasha was like, hey,
He was like, no, we comrades.
we got this.
We got this. And then the UFOs started coming down, then like, wham, wham, wham.
And then, like, the UFO abducts them. And Sasha's like,
No!
the fuck? And
I got snow cones.
and vodka.
And vodka.
And potatoes. I got some blintzes at the house. Do you want to come back to my den? My cave? Anyway. And the aliens were like, fuck yeah, food. So they get to, like, the den area. But they're still, like, holding the other 4 suspended from their thing.
You know, I think
They're like, here we go.
I think Sasha would like try to save them by throwing something at but
And then it drops.
and he forgot human squishy.
Yeah.
Okay. Getting into the actual theories now.
I like my theory better.
Your theory is more entertaining and more whimsical.
I love a good whimsical how did these people die theory.
Okay. So
I don't get to have those.
you really don't.
I don't get any whimsy in my deaths I cover.
Okay, how about this? You can get whimsy deaths in mine.
Okay.
That's
Are there
whimsy.
ghosts involved?
Not in this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Future stories?
Future stories, yes, definitely.
Occasionally I will cover a ghost story. Just letting you know.
Oh no, I 100% respect that.
Okay.
Okay, let me just knock the most common theory out of the way. The one that I just say, fuck that. And it's the most common theory, the most, if we're being honest, probably the most realistic one.
It was a Yeti.
It was definitely Ivan. Shit! Shit.
It was Sasha Ivan. So Shivan.
Ivan. No, his name...
Now he sounds freaking Scottish. All right.
Okay, his first name is Sasha, but his nickname is Ivan. Mm-hmm. With Bigfoot and Sasquatch. And the abominable snowman.
The abominable snowman.
Yeah.
Look, they're all roommates, and in this economy, totally understand.
Understandable.
And they're like legit roommates, not roommates.
No, I'd like
Continue.
he was just taking a trip back to see his family.
Anyway. Focus. Lock in.
The most common theory has to do with it being an avalanche. In 2020, I was about to say 2020 something, but it was just 2020. Researchers proposed a delayed slab avalanche. I don't know why I thought that was a T.
I got some tea for you.
Afterwards.
Yes.
Snow pressure may have built beneath the tent, and they probably felt it and feared a collapse and then evacuated.
But you wouldn't calmly evacuate from that.
You wouldn't.
Not that you would calmly evacuate from a
Yeti, but that's just minor things like details.
I feel like they're slightly whimsical.
Yeah.
They had met Ivan before.
Yeah. It's probably like fucking Zamita or Lumina. Lumina. She was the one who probably met Ivan before. He was the one who
he helped her out when she got shot by that.
Yeah.
Or the hunter was aiming at Ivan. That's how she got shot.
Actually, whatchamacallit? It was probably... Wait, who's the one who fought the fucking bear?
One of the Yuris.
It was Yuri D. Yuri D was the one who... And also, Sasha helped out Yuri D as well with the bear.
Sasha's like, come at me, bro.
Sasha was the backup to Yuri D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like when my sister starts running her mouth and then I gotta handle it.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Okay, but back to the avalanche. And then after they evacuated, hypothermia followed. Some of the injuries may have occurred when the victims fell into the ravine. Oh, so they probably did fall into a ravine.
I told you, they got yeeted off the side of something.
And were crushed by snow. This would explain why they left the tent and all the chest injuries, but there was no actual debris involved, and all the tracks were still visible, which wouldn't have really happened if there was an avalanche. Covered everything.
Yeah, but they seriously just like fucking walked off the side of a cliff.
Yeah, that's honestly becoming more and more likely at this point. Now, do you want to get into the whimsical shit?
Whimsy. Aliens.
Yeah, let's do the aliens next. Okay. So that's the next theory, is aliens and UFOs. Because around like the exact same time like all this was going on.
Yeah, the 50s.
Yeah.
The 1950s of it.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, I'm indicating, joints.
No.
Oh, that was the 70s, wasn't it?
That was the late 60s and 70s.
Late 60s, 70s.
The
What was
1950s, the 1960s, worldwide, you started having more reports of flying saucers
Ooh.
and alien life forms and alien abductions.
Around that time?
Yes.
Nice.
Because you were also dealing with like Sputnik and, the US, Russia, like they're fighting to see who gets to space first, all of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. But a group of hikers, like, directly south to the Dyatlov Pass, they indicated seeing strange orange spheres in the sky in the night of the incident. Whew.
I mean, that could have just been flares from our people.
But similar events were observed in Ivdel and the adjacent areas continuously from February to March, for like a month or two long period that these events were cited by various independent witnesses. Some were like meteorological services, and like even the military reported this. But I assume the military had something to do with those lights, because
Well, we have seen enough low-flying planes, high-flying planes.
Planes in general.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we get for living near an army base.
Yeah. These sightings weren't noted in 59. The witnesses didn't come forth with that information until like years later. So
They usually do.
They usually do. Another one that I think is more kind of unlikely is something called paradoxical undressing.
I've heard of this.
It's like happens during advanced hypothermia where blood vessels expand, makes the person feel like they're like being
They're burning up.
Yeah. And that causes people to remove clothes. That could be like...
And that could legitimately...
That could have legitimately happened.
Mm-hmm.
But like, do I say that happened to everyone? No. But like, it does make a lot of sense. Like, they could have taken, like, especially with the first two, they could have, like, that could have happened. They could have taken off their clothes.
Right. But it's also with that many people in the group.
Yeah.
And their level of expertise.
Yeah.
That is something they would have potentially been prepared to recognize.
Yeah.
And handle.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying.
Which is why the ones that fell off the ravine had clothes on.
Yeah.
Everyone else was better prepared.
Yeah.
So I definitely think the first two.
Yeah, definitely the first two, that probably may have happened. Especially, like, also, like, some of, like, found with, like, burn marks on there. So, like, that could have been, like, their clothes. And, like, maybe that, like, the fire stuff happened before the paradoxical undressing occurred. So that is, not all of them, definitely not all of them, but for the first two, that
definitely the Yuris.
Definitely the Yuris. The next one has to do with the Kármán vortex, which is just infrasound. And, like, the wind patterns might have generated a low frequency vibration, causing panic and disorientation. But for it to affect all 9 people the same exact way, like, psychologically speaking, like, people are affected by things differently. So for all of them to suffer the same exact effects of that seems highly unlikely.
Like, I could see it potentially causing, like, the disorientation. And potentially, like, with the Igor, Zanadia, and Rooster. Rooster. I've nicknamed him.
That probably might have happened to them.
That might have happened to them. Because you can see, based on some of their injuries, like there would have been
There was definitely a fight.
potentially there's a fight, so there could have been some panic and some disorient,
Yeah. But that could have also been brought on just by the situation.
by the situation in general. But if everybody was like this friend group,
Well, like very tight knit. Like they were like,
right?
very good friends.
Like they were all the same major everything,
Yeah.
just about. So
I'm gonna go ahead and rule this one out. Is like people believed it was done by the indigenous Mansi tribe. Because like this was in their area. And like nearby they did find like a totem of some sort. With animals on it. And like so, you know how people get with indigenous. Yeah. But they were kind of quickly ruled out. Because like they like were very forthcoming and like very much involved with the search process.
Right.
Especially because like if it was on their land, I feel like they might have like felt some sort of
responsibility
because these were people on their land and they died on their land. They weren't even originally supposed to be like
Right.
there. They just got diverted there due to the storm. So like ruled them out. And plus, I don't want to blame the
right.
indigenous population.
Now it might have been a not deer, but whatever.
Oh, that's a different story.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
talk about some Appalachian shit.
100%. And of course, this is my second last theory. It has to do with a Yeti. But there hasn't been any actual evidence. But we still believe Sasha.
There's never any evidence.
There's never any evidence.
There's only blurry photographs.
Yeah. And honestly,
And what was the last picture found on the camera roll?
a blurry
Photograph.
So yeah, it could have been Sasha, but
It was totally Sasha.
maybe Sasha. Also, I just believe that like that line. I forget the actual scientifically like Hypothecus or something like the Bigfoots, the big feet, like
Big feet.
like
Bigfoot,
that
big feet.
that family.
Yeah.
I think the Yeti just has the ability to walk on snow without.
I mean, you're going to adapt just like any type of animal
Yeah.
to your surroundings.
Especially like if you are exclusively in that kind of environment.
Right.
Yeah. I'm assuming Sasha is a predator. Well, maybe an omnivore.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah. But if we're talking about traditional evidence, quotation marks, then
You know I buck tradition.
fuck tradition.
Tradition.
Okay, the last one.
Sorry, I like musicals.
We both like musicals.
How gay of us.
How gay of me.
Sounds gay. I'm in.
Okay, the last one I'm going to talk about is, I just want to also point out this, if you haven't caught on already, this took place during the Cold War.
Oh yeah, the government did it. The government Yetis.
Government.
Sasha and Ivan are actually identical twins.
Sasha, he was working with the campers, while Ivan
Was working with the
military.
the Ruskies.
The Ruskies, yeah. But anyways,
I know what happened.
after I get done with the military.
Okay, fine.
And like, so you know, they probably stumbled upon stop looking pouty. They probably stumbled upon some sort of military testing site, you know, probably testing mines, secret weapons, bombs. I mean, that could also explain the radiation that was found on the people. And you know how, like, they probably stumbled upon it, and you know how secret Russia is.
You know how secret governments are.
You know how secret governments are. And, like, so, another thing that I saw is, like, they were probably, like, in the storm, they were probably trapped in by the military, and, like, they were being forced out quickly, and probably they couldn't get the tent open, so they had to cut their way out, leave their belongings, and then were single-file led off. And it probably was staged to make it look...
Oh, they definitely yeeted 4 of them off of.
Oh, definitely
fucking
4 of them.
ravine.
Yeah, definitely like, yeah!
I mean, if they would do it to Anastasia and her family.
They would definitely do it to four,
To 9 hikers.
to 9 hikers. They
Anyway.
pushed the 4 off. And like this is supported by the radiation detected, the lights in the sky that were also like due to aliens.
Maybe the burns were actually radiation burns.
Maybe. But of course, they haven't come forth.
Of course they're not.
Of course they're not. So we can speculate all we want, but at the end of the day, we don't know.
Right.
You still want to say your new theory, don't you?
I know.
Okay, go ahead.
No. I'm going to keep it to myself.
You're going to rob us of that?
Yes.
She doesn't want the military coming after her. They don't want to. She doesn't want them to know that she knows about the Secret Yeti project.
Operation Yeti. All right.
Alrighty, so that's the story. And like even to this day, like you can still go to like where the
You can go to the pass.
you can go to the pass. You can find where the tent is set up. I think you can even find out like where each of the bodies were found. And it wasn't until like
I mean, I'm morbid, but that feels a little too morbid.
Yeah. As I said, I think. I'm pretty sure. I know about the tent. I don't know about the body.
Here's where Ludmila went splat. Bleh.
Bleh, bleh, bleh.
Blah, blah, blah.
And I don't know exactly when. Like, I wrote it, like, this is something that I remembered for the last episode, but then forgot for this one.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hate when that shit happens.
Margaritas.
Margaritas were definitely involved. But I don't know when, like, but there was, like, an official, like,
Memorial.
I don't know if that was in, like, I don't know when, but I think it was in either the 2000s or 2010s.
Yeah.
So, like,
It normally takes a hot minute for some reason.
yeah. But, like, to this day, like, as I said, we can speculate all we want. We don't know what happened.
The only people that know what happened
Is Ivan and Sasha.
is Ivan and Sasha.
So, yeah.
And Vecna.
And what?
And Vecna.
And Vecna. Vecna? Okay, I need to hear this theory. But,
Anyway.
can you actually move that thing back? Because I cannot hear you.
Okay, fine. Here we go. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. So, anyway.
Anyways.
Thank you for listening. Thank you, Zach, for our amazing unsolved mystery story.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
And if you want to reach out to us, you can find us on all of the socials at Feral Nightmares Podcast.
Or you can email us at feralnightmarespodcast@gmail.com.
Exactly. All
So,
right.
yeah.
So, sweet dreams.
And Feral Nightmares.
And it was totally Vecna.
It was Sasha. Or Ivan. Bye, y'all.
Bye.